Seeing a influx of storms lately. Let's go through the hurricane season name list. We have Fiona, still now a post-tropical storm. Gaston, that's one is just well to the north, just going to be more of a fish type storm. Hermine just formed yesterday. That is actually off the coast of Africa. This is what we expected Ian to be, but now we have Ian that formed a little bit later after Hermine. So we have 4 named storms in the Atlantic right now. So of course we got our eyes on the tropic. Here's Fiona. Like you said, Bailey, a post-tropical cyclone, 70-mile-per-hour winds, but it is moving pretty fast to the north, going to continue to weaken as it gets into those colder waters and especially the mountains around Canada. My other eye, of course, is on Tropical Storm Ian, now projected to continue pushing its way into the Gulf of Mexico, becoming a Category 4 storm and possibly making landfall as a major hurricane in Florida. The model right now is actually tracking a little bit to the west of Tampa, actually kind of heading up toward the Panhandle. Of course, a lot of these models are continuing to push it to the west. We're going to keep our eyes on it. It's still going to be pretty far out. By the time it makes landfall, this is already by Thursday, so we're still about a week out before it actually does. Let's also check out the spaghetti models because theirs, again, showing kind of going even farther west toward Tallahassee out there. The other models are also showing it tracking even farther west past the Gulf of Mexico and toward Mexico itself. So we're going to keep our eyes on it, of course, as it continues. But here it's hot and it's dry. 95 right now in Waco, 92 in Temple. We're not seeing any significant rainfall either, and we don't expect to for the next week. But we do have a frontal system coming through, and this might result in a couple changes going into tomorrow. I'm talking a big shift in our wind speeds. We're going to have some pretty gusty winds, especially throughout the day on Monday. Tomorrow, by early morning, already starting to see a little bit of that cloud cover coming up along the northern parts of the area. Maybe the chance for an isolated storm pretty much staying to the far west and to the far north. So less than 10% chance of rain across the region. This is again as that frontal system moves through, but it's a relatively dry system. So we're going to get lots of strong winds coming from the north. That's just going to result in lots of dry air, possibly increasing our fire weather risk over the next couple of days. But let's jump in tonight. Mostly clear and pretty warm, but also for our 7-day, you finally start to see that big drop in our temperature going into next week.